Yeah, should be good now. So today's other character is going to be Greninja. So, yeah, pretty fast character. Not as fast as Mac, but definitely a pretty solid speed that Greninja has on the ground. And it's a bit of a faster airspeed, I believe, than his ground speed, so plays a lot in the air. Though his falling speed, not as fast as just his, like, or it's faster than his just, like, general airspeed, but not a very fast falling speed. But I guess it's one of the faster ones, but it's not, like, top 5 or anything like that. Still, though, ground speed is okay. Jump height's pretty good. He is kind of a frog, so or at least based off of one partially, so your jump height and your up B should be able to recover you from pretty much anywhere on the stage. Although, obviously not right there. But yeah, that's just me using the up B. If I use the jump as well as the up B, as you can see, then I should be able to make it back. You can also use your slide special Shadow Sneak to be able to get you back to stage. You can slide special up to 2 times. And then I didn't even use my jump there, and I was still able to cover a pretty decent amount of distance. And then jump. Oh, I guess I used my jump. Alright, looks like it just deletes your jump. No, there was a jump, okay. So I guess I must have double jumped whenever I tried to single jump. Like I accidentally hit it a bit too fast. But, yeah, as you can see, you can recover from a pretty decent distance, even. Like that was me messing up. So, yeah, you can use Slide Special, which is going to be Shadow Sneak, to be able to recover any, like, horizontal distance, pretty much. And then you can use Up Special to cover a bit of horizontal or a bit of vertical, with the other one mixed in as well, as it can be angled and will hit twice. And you can see where you're going to launch using the arrow. You can also use the water to push people, and it is a wind box, so you can use it to push people without having to hit them. Like as you can see, Falcon was still in Special Fall, even though he'd been hit. So, yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get into moveset. So for dash attack, very decent dash attack, I would say, and just like at 0%. At higher percents, you are able to combo it into fair, so let me go ahead and turn all of this stuff on. But yeah, at around 30%, you can probably get a fair, depending on how your opponent DIs. You can see. So, if they air dodge in between this, then they do have a bit of time to be able to get out of it, but if you do something like that, or a little bit better than that, so something along the lines of that where you do a back air instead of a forward air, then you should be able to connect that, but I'm not the best at doing it because I don't really play that much Greninja. So, yeah, but just in general, this is a very solid combo. I have played a bit of Greninja, like I have probably around 5 hours with him, but I don't have as much as I do with some of my mains and stuff like that. But yeah, just in general, dash attack, not going to be the best combo starter for a Greninja, but it's a decent move for approaching, as you kind of are pretty low to the ground. So, but it just doesn't really do that much damage or have that much knockback. Like, you can maybe do something like, that a bit better, but then you can also push people off the stage with up B. That's what I was trying to show earlier. So, for jab, you do have a rapid jab, and you also have the 3-hit jab. 3 hits okay, kind of sets up for tech chases and edge guards, although it does less damage in rapid jab, you just get a bit of a better knockback. Like, you won't be punished if you hold down rapid jab, then you have the chance to be punished. So, you can just use the 3-hit to be able to avoid that, but with rapid jab, you will be able to get a bit more knockback, I believe. I think no, you'll be able to get a bit more damage as well, so I wasn't really sure. But yeah, with rapid jab, you'll be able to get a bit more damage and a little bit higher knockback vertically, but not as much horizontally than your 3-hit. But yeah, that also means that Greninja can hit opponents twice in jab blocks without having to delay his second hit. So it's a little bit easier to do jab blocks with characters that don't have to delay that second hit. But you can still only do 2 hits in a jab block like everyone else before getting the final hit. Yeah, Greninja's tech chasing in general is pretty good because his jab blocks usually result in kills at higher, or not even at higher percents, but around like 80%. You can probably get a kill off of a jab block, or it can just lead into an edge guard, which works out for him pretty well. So yeah, I guess we can go into tilts. So for up tilt, pretty good tool for juggling. Like you can do up tilt up air pretty easily, and then I was able to do up tilt up air back air. But depends on your opponent's percent. Obviously, if they're at a higher percent, then you're able to combo a bit easier. And then it also depends on your opponent's DI as well. So like you can do up tilt into almost any aerial. I believe the only one you can't is forward air, and then depending on how your opponent DIs, then might change whenever you can. But if you start with hitting them in front of Greninja, then you're able to combo a bit better than if you hit behind, because Greninja has less in lag if you hit from the front, because it does start from behind Greninja, the animation, so you'll just have less in lag than if you do it this way, because then it's got to go to the other side of Greninja, and then the in lag has to be over with. With forward tilt, pretty good move for just if people are right next to you and you kind of just want them off of you, or if you're playing pretty aggressively and you're not sure what option they're going to throw out, you can do it angled upward to hit people that are trying to recover high. You can angle it downward to hit people that are trying to hit you from a pretty low angle, or you can just down tilt as well. Down tilt's a decent option for people that are hitting lower than you, but forward tilt angled downward will be able to send out a bit further than down tilt. Well, down tilt's better for combos, whereas forward tilt's better for tech chases and just knocking people off stage to set up for edge guards. With down tilt though, it's going to be probably one of your main combo starters, if not your main. So around 50% I would say. No, that's a bit too low. So probably around 70% you can do down tilt and short hop fair for an easy kill, although maybe not at that percent either. There we go. So as you can see, you're able to get 2 hits. It didn't really kill at 100, but it got pretty close. So might be able to do a bit more if I actually connected that. There we go. So that time it did kill. So it depends on where your opponent is and also their DI on it, if it's going to kill. At ledge shot will kill at 100 though. But it is a pretty easy true combo to do. At lower percents you can do stuff like down tilt into up tilt. If you just like, or maybe something more like this, down tilt. You can also do down tilt into pretty much any of your aerials at higher percents, but forward air is the most common, because it's just able to get kills easier. Down tilt to up smash is a really easy combo to do at lower percents though. And like up tilt, up smash as well, but down tilt, up smash kills a bit better on platform stages if you're towards the top of the stage, whereas with down tilt forward air it's much better for if you're not on a platform stage. And I hit a single hit of up smash there, which is why it didn't work, but there we go. So that was down tilt up smash, and that works for a bit longer than I think, or it works at a bit lower percent, like it works 43 I believe, or at least it's fast enough to where if you have C-stick on it should work, but I have my C-stick on tilt, so can't really do smash attacks as fast as I can do my tilts, but I can do tilts more consistently. That's why I play with tilt stick. But if you do have smash stick on, you're able to down tilt up smash pretty easily, but if I try to down tilt up smash with my C-stick, it will just do down tilt up tilt like I did there. Alright, yeah, that's right, actually. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into smash attacks. For up smash, you have a 2-hit up smash, although it only will connect both hits if you are directly underneath your opponent, like that. But yeah, mainly used for juggling or killing off the top. Can be comboed out of down tilt, as I kind of said earlier, but those are probably its main 2 uses, although if you want to kill off the side with it, you can hit opponents right next to Greninja, although it doesn't really offer that much knockback to his side, so might be good for setting up like tech chases, although it kind of launches them too slow, so they have a lot of time to react. Down smash hits opponents that are lower to the ground. It can 2-frame, although you do have to time it correctly. That was me incorrectly timing it. But yeah, you can hit opponents on the ledge, or if they're trying to recover back to stage. Tried to tech that, but I missed. But yeah, just down smash in general is a pretty fast move that you can just kind of like run up down smash to catch people's landings, or if they're trying to roll next to you, hit them on the ground with it as well if they fall on the ground and miss attack. And you can also do it out of a jab block. With forward smash, it's much slower than down smash and up smash, but it does much more knockback towards the side of the stage, so like over here is where it's going to send, so much better for killing on pretty much any stage. If you're playing on stages with platforms, or like Kalos Pokemon League for example, they all have higher blast zones on the top, so you probably want to go for forward smash much more than up smash. But on most stages, forward smash is going to be a much better smash attack for killing, because it kills off the sides, and the side blast ones are usually towards, are a lot closer to the stage than the bottom, or than the top blast one. The bottom one's usually the closest. But yeah, forward smash is just a good smash tag in general because it's pretty quick, and you can kind of do like a tilt forward smash. I've seen that happen, and you can hit it out of a jab block as well. But yeah, you kind of have to delay that forward smash to be able to land in, or the forward smash out of the up tilt. But there we go. I've seen that work a few times, but it's not a very consistent move. And then for aerials, I guess we can go over down air. As you saw there, I did a spike. You will spike opponents on startup, but if you don't hit them on the startup of the move and you hit them while it's falling down, then you can bounce off of them. And then you can kind of land multiple down tilts that way. There used to be footstool combos where you could footstool off of people and then do something like that, and you'd be able to get a lot of damage out. But now that you can tech footstools in the air and things like that, you can't really do that as well for Greninja. But down tilt, still a pretty good move for landing, just because of how fast it is. Like, it really doesn't offer that much landing lag, especially if you actually connect it and then you move away from your opponent, because you can bounce pretty far from them, while they bounce pretty far from you as well. With your forward air, mainly used for killing or edge guarding, can be used in combos like down tilt fair, but outside of that, it really isn't used that much. Back air is much better for spacing because it's faster. It's also multi-hit, so people can get caught in it even if they dodge like the first hit. So pretty good for just like catching people off guard and just throwing it up, because it is much faster than forward air as well. But yeah, in terms of edge guarding, it doesn't offer as much knockback as forward air, but it does come out much faster, so people won't be able to air dodge it as easily. Although if they do air dodge it, then they can get through it a lot better than if they air dodge forward air. Because with forward air, it has much more like ending lag in the air as well. So Greninja is kind of stuck in the animation for longer. So if you run off fair, sometimes that could kill you. But as long as you have your jump, you should be fine. With neutral air, here's neutral air. You can see it just does a decent amount of damage, and it doesn't really cover that much distance, but it's just a kind of good aerial for like landing on people, so you can kind of just run up neutral air. You can use it if people are trying to jump next, you can just have a neutral air out. It's very fast in terms of like startup, but it just doesn't really cover that much distance, is kind of its main problem. But if people are just trying to pressure you, they're shielding and short hop neutral air. It doesn't hit them on the ground, but if they try to like land on top of you, then you can short hop neutral air out of shield to be able to cover that. And then if they're trying to hit you, can short hop down air out of shield, because you kind of rise upward on the start of the down air animation, so that would be enough for them to be underneath you, and then you can just hit them with it. Up air is really good for doing like drag down up air combos. I'm not the best at those, although a few characters can do them, including like Joker and Sheik. They can do drag down up air combos, but basically you just kind of hit your opponent while you're falling with the up air move. So not like that, but kind of something like that, although you have to make sure that you fast fall as soon as you hit them, so that way you drag them down and then you can hit them with like an up smash and stuff like that. But yeah, you can't really hit people on the ground with it that easily. You can hit them on the ground with it, obviously, like I did there, but won't be able to get all of the hits, so really good for juggling and killing off the top. Pretty easy to do in combos as well. So let me make sure Falcon's front. So I tried to do a falling up air there, but kind of missed it, but yeah. For juggling, I guess I can show it there, so you can do up throw, up air for a pretty decent amount of time, like it worked at 80% there. Don't know, yeah, it's not gonna work at 106%. But you can still get a decent amount of damage, and it will kill off the top on platform stages, but obviously it's stale now for me, so it's not going to be able to kill as easily. Down taunt is also an attack, and it can be cancelled and stuff like that, but yeah, you basically just send people upwards. Like, it's not too useful, but it's kind of just there for catching people's jumps. It does have like a long startup though. So if I were to throw Falcon above me, then I can hit him with the down taunt. But really, it's just not that useful of a move. With your specials, you've got side special, which is going to be Shadow Sneak. If you see Greninja walking around on the ground, or what I like to do is I like to do Shadow Sneak in my turning animation, so that way it looks like I'm stopped. So I'll do something like this, where I'll stop, but I'm still actually moving with the Shadow Sneak. So you can still move like that. I kind of did it for a bit too long, so it's kind of obvious how it's going to start Shadow Sneaking. But if your opponent doesn't pay attention to where your shadow is, then you should be able to hit a Shadow Sneak pretty easily. You can use it in the air and stuff to cover a long distance, and then it does have a bit of startup where it flashes red, and that can give opponents like a warning sign to be able to shield, but if they don't shield it, it does a decent amount of damage. You can kill people off the sides with it if you use it to edge guard, like if you do something like that, and then you actually have people high enough in the air to where it will connect and then hit them with a move. It's a decent edge guard tool, but it is pretty risky to use because if you use it a bit too much, then you might not be able to get back to stage, and if you miss, then you could be edge guarded yourself. So definitely not something that I would recommend doing unless you've practiced it a lot. Which I'm still not that solid at hitting Shadow Sneak off stage, but on stage it's pretty easy to hit. And then if your opponent shields it, you will be able to be punished for doing it. Down special is just a counter. It's just kind of like a generic counter, although Greninja will pretty much fly from somewhere randomly on the screen whenever he counters. So, here, let's see. New special. Yeah, I did that way too early. As you can see, whenever Falcon punched me that way, I was able to come from this side and then punish with the counter. But you also summon that little doll on the ground. It has a chance to be like a wood block, but really it's not that much. Because you can just push it around. Like, that little item on the ground doesn't actually do anything as far as I have seen. But if you're hit by like an up air, you'll come from the ceiling. If you're hit by a down air, and you counter it, then you'll come from the bottom. But it seems kind of random, but there is a bit of a pattern to it. But yeah, it's still kind of weird. If you actually get hit by an up air and you go downwards and your opponent was able to keep moving forward and be able to avoid it, then Greninja will just go downwards like this. Which you can still up B out of your down air, in case you didn't know that, but it doesn't really offer that much assistance unless you're already in the air. But yeah, I believe you can up B out of counter, but it might be a bit too fast, so I haven't really tested it that much because it's pretty hard to test counter by yourself with Greninja, because you kind of have to hope that the CPU does what you want it to do. With your up special, you've got this little water gun. You basically just kind of push people. Or it's very similar to like Squirtle's water gun. You can push people, although it does a bit of damage actually, which is kind of interesting. It's like the only one box in the game that does damage, other than like down special. I mean down taunt, not down special. But yeah, it's pretty much the only one that will do damage. But you basically just use it to push people off stage, like a regular win box, or just push people around in general. And then you can maybe manipulate where they're going to land using it. But it will push people upwards if they're hit at different spots, so kind of need to test it, be able to use it effectively. But yeah, Greninja can also use it to like bounce into the stage. Like I've seen people be able to just grab the stage, although you can't grab this stage, but seen a few people use it just to like cling to a wall and then be able to jump to the ledge rather than having to approach when someone's planning on them approaching. You can kind of delay it a bit using that. With your neutral special, you've got Water Shuriken. Pretty fast move, you can kind of just throw it out to interrupt attacks. It doesn't really do that much damage whenever it's not fully charged. But whenever you do charge it, it will have a active hitbox, or it'll just be like an active hitbox pretty much. It does a decent amount of damage, although you can have your opponents fall out of it. And if they don't fall out of it, then it will be able to kill at higher percents, but at lower percents, it's kind of just a good move for forcing people to approach Greninja by like jumping over it, and then if they stay back, then Greninja can approach them. But if they try to approach Greninja, he can hit them with like an up tilt or an up smash, so it can use or be used to set up for that. And then if they just get hit by it, then you can kind of chase them, because they'll most likely be either, if they're over here and you hit them this way, then they'll be about where Falcon is. But if they're about where Greninja is, and then you hit them, then they'll be off stage, so you can get an edge guard with it. And then for throws, you've got up throw, which is just a juggle starter. It can be used to combo into up air at almost any percent that matters. So basically, just like 80% where you're still going to be doing combos that aren't kill confirms, is it will still be able to combo, and it will combo up to like, I believe 100% is what we tested to a few minutes ago. Or I guess 80%, because it actually didn't combo there. So yeah, at about 80% it won't be able to combo into up air, but still a really good move for just comboing with aerials, because you can kind of hit neutral air out of it, although it does have a bit of startup, so you won't be able to true combo it, but you can catch people's jumps if they try to like jump out of it and then punish it. Because neutral air doesn't have that much ending lag in the air, so then you're just able to use, like if you were to do something like that, then you could, and people were to air dodge it, then you could just punish them for air dodging on the ground with, just like a down tilt or something and start a combo. So with forward throw and back throw is going to be a kill throw, and forward throw kills at higher percents, but mainly just creates tech phases or edge guards. Whereas with back throw, it's much stronger in terms of knockback. Or, no, I got that backwards. So with Greninja, his forward throw is much more stronger in knockback, and his back throw is much more strong at creating tech chases. Because if you tech chase with forward throw, as you can see, that was at like 60%, and then you have to run all the way to the other side of the stage. Whereas if you edge guard with, or if you try to kill people with back throw, then they'll just be able to recover back to stage normally. And then with down throw, that's also a combo starter. Down throw to fair works at higher percents, but as we saw earlier, fair doesn't kill until about 100% from combos, so maybe do something like that. It didn't really true combo there, but might be a bit more not consistent, but a bit easier to pull off than down tilt, because with down tilt you have to hope that you hit down tilt. It really doesn't have that much range. Whereas with down throw, you don't have to worry about range that much, because your grab has a decent amount of range. You can see kind of some of that like whirlpool in front of you, especially your dash grab. Your dash grab has a bit more range than your just standing grab. So yeah, I guess now we can get into neutral with Greninja. So he plays a lot like Sheik. I kind of consider him to be like a better version of Sheik, where you just kind of want to get combo started in the air, but I kind of play him like Sheik. I've seen a lot of people play him like Sheik, but there's part of me that likes playing like Sheik, and then and by Sheik I mean Sheik and Ultimate, where you just kind of go for like back air strings, whereas with Sheik you go for fair string, but with Greninja you want to do back air, and then you go for like drag down up airs. With my Greninja I usually just play pretty aggressively, try to land a down tilt into an up air, or something like that. I land with down air a lot, probably something I need to fix, but yeah, I don't know why I tried to go for that. But yeah, now I'm going to start fishing for down tilt fair. I was able to hit it there even though it wasn't true. It wasn't true there, but it was enough to kill. I'm going to Shadow Sneak here, kind of reposition myself center stage. Let go of my shield a bit too early for that parry. But yeah, I kind of am jumping around a lot now to try and catch Falcon jumping, and then punish it with Nair, and then maybe get an edge guard or some kind of a tech chase going. Although tech chase is probably not going to happen at this percent, whereas edge guards are much more likely. So then I could maybe get him to a high enough percent to where if I caught his jump again, then I could tech chase. Be a Shadow Sneak. Tried to hit a Nair, and it came out, but Falcon's up air has a bit more range. Thought I might counter there in case he tried to do like a knee or something. Or an up smash, but I didn't counter there even though I figured he was going to up smash. I don't know why, I just kind of sat there. Oh, I actually went for a grab there, but somehow he missed. I don't even understand how he missed that grab. I guess because he grabbed my head and my head was invincible during the counter. But yeah, this is going to be Falcon's last stock, and then I'm on my second stock, so that'll kind of be the end of this guide after that. That up tilt kind of put me into a bad spot, but I hit that. I kind of want to kill him with Hydro Pump, so I'm going to try that, and that's Greninja's up B. So yeah, I'm just trying to get in some chip damage so that way I can knock Falcon off stage easier. That also works as well, so yeah, it's going to be the game because Falcon wasn't able to recover from that. So I just figured I would end it there. But yeah, if you want to see taunts, I'm just going to zoom in to the middle and do taunts like I usually do. So you got up taunt, side taunt, and then down taunt. But that's going to be it for Greninja. Oh, thanks for saying that you like the guides. But yeah, I should be able to do more guides tomorrow, but I'm going to try to set up the next stream that I want to do, which is probably going to be a CPU tournament. I really don't know what I'm going to stream later today, but I should be able to stream later. For now, I think I'm going to just take a break, because I streamed a bit earlier. So, yeah, I guess I'll see everyone in the next stream.